Good morning. Today we're going to be looking at writing equations of perpendicular lines. Yesterday we talked about parallel lines. Today we're going to focus on writing equations of perpendicular lines. So you should have these notes open. Let's talk about what perpendicular lines are. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at a 90-degree angle. So you see here we have this red and blue line. They intersect and they form a right angle, which is 90 degrees. Okay, the steps to writing perpendicular lines, we want to make sure our line is set to y equals mx plus b. Then we're going to find the negative reciprocal. So the negative reciprocal, remember reciprocal means to flip the fraction. Okay, of the slope. So you're going to find the negative reciprocal of the slope of the equation given. Okay, so again, that means you flip the fraction and make it a negative, or you make it positive if your slope is already negative. Then you're going to substitute the new slope and the point into the point slope formula, which again is that y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Let's do an example. It says, write the equation of the line that passes through the point 1, 2, and is perpendicular to the equation y equals 2x plus 4. So we want to point out the slope of this line. The slope of this line here is 2. So since it's perpendicular, we want the negative reciprocal. So if we were to, remember, reciprocal means to flip this fraction. Well, it's not a fraction right now, it's a whole number, but we can make it a fraction by putting it over 1. So if we were to flip this 2 over 1, it would become 1 over 2. And we also want to make it negative. So therefore, our slope will be negative 1/2. Again, what we did there was we took the negative reciprocal of the slope that was given to us. Now we're just going to label x1 and y1. So that comes from the point that we are given, 1, 2. So x1 is 1, y1 is 2. From here, we're going to plug it into our point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y and x always stay the same, so it's going to be y minus y1, which we got here, which is 2, equals m. That's the new slope here. We want to take the new slope. So we have negative 1/2 times x minus x1, which we labeled 1. From here, we're going to simplify. Y minus 2 will stay the same because we don't have any double negatives, but here we have to distribute. So again, y minus 2 stays the same. Negative 1/2 times x is negative 1/2 x. And negative 1/2 times negative 1, well, there's that double negative, becomes a positive 1/2. The last step here is to add 2 to both sides because we want to get y by itself. So we have y equals negative 1/2 x, and we have 1/2 plus 2 gives me 2.5. So that is the formula for a perpendicular line of this 2x plus 4. And it passes through the point 1, 2. Next example, write the equation of the line that passes through the point negative 4, 2 and is perpendicular to the equation negative 1/2 x minus 1. So the first thing we want to do is identify the slope that we're given. So the slope is negative 1/2. So since we're finding a perpendicular line, the slope of the new line will have to be the negative reciprocal of negative 1/2. So reciprocal means to flip the fraction. So 1 over 2 becomes 2 over 1. And we want to find the negative reciprocal, but if it's negative, that double negative makes it a positive. So our slope should now be 2 over 1, or we can simply write that as 2. Now let's label our x1 and y1. So we have the point negative 4, 2. So that means x1 is negative 4, y1 is 2. From here, we want to plug it into our point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we want to use the points that we labeled here. So y and x always stay the same. So y minus y1, which is 2, equals m. Oops, not m. We want to replace m with our new slope, which is 2, times x minus x1. So x1 is negative 4. Okay, so here we are going to simplify, right? We just now want to get it to y equals mx plus b format. Y minus 2 will stay the same, but we do want to distribute here. So again, y minus 2 equals 2 times x is 2x. And I have 2 times negative 4. So really, it's a positive 4. That double negative changes it to a positive. So 2 times 4 gives me 8. And our final step is to add 2 to both sides. 2's will cancel. We get y equals 2x plus 10. So y equals 2x plus 10 is perpendicular to this line, y equals negative 1/2 x minus 1. We're going to go through one more example together today before you finish that assignment that we started yesterday. Write the equation of the line that passes through the point 2, negative 5 and is perpendicular to the equation y equals x minus 2. So let's first identify our slope here. So our slope is whatever is being multiplied by x. Since there's no number in front of here, there's really a 1. So our slope is 1 of the given line. Now we have to figure out what the slope is of our perpendicular line. Remember, we want to take this slope and we want to make it the negative reciprocal. So we can say this is 1 over 1. If we flip it, it becomes 1 over 1, right? So it's still 1, but we want to make it negative. So our new slope is negative 1. Now we want to label x1 and y1. That's given in the problem. So x1 is 2, y1 is negative 5. From here, we want to plug it into our point slope formula. So we have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y and x stay the same, so we have y minus negative 5. Make sure you put that in parentheses there. It's a double negative. M is negative 1 times x minus 2, because that's what we labeled x1. Now we're going to simplify. So y minus negative 5, we can simplify that to y plus 5. And over here, we do want to distribute this negative 1. So negative 1 times x is negative 1x. Negative 1 times negative 2 gives me a positive 2. And the last step here is to subtract 5 from both sides. And we get y equals negative 1x. And then we have 2 minus 5 gives me negative 3. So y equals negative 1x. You could also say negative x minus 3 is perpendicular to this line, y equals x minus 2. Okay, so since those were all the examples in the notes, yesterday I posted an assignment where you had to do 2 examples finding parallel lines. You're going to go to that same exact assignment, and questions 3 and 4, you're going to have to write perpendicular lines. Please make sure you get that done. That will be due on Monday, but get it done today so you don't have any work over the weekend.